Hello, everybody. This is Dan Pratt. I'm here with Bartek, who's going to tell us a little bit about his cinematic collection that he's been putting together for his final project. Cinematic in this case, we're talking like, did you start coming to this first when you were thinking about the cinematic sound? Were you thinking about it as a gamer or as someone who loves orchestral sound?
So it's sort of like both about basically cinematic for me it means like the sense of a story. So I wanted to basically create a music that once I would close my eyes I would feel as if I am watching a movie. And because a lot of music like present in games and films is orchestral, then we associate it with this kind of like this is what cinematic means for many people.
but but I'd say that orchestra in and of itself means that you have to hire an orchestra, right?
Well, in this day and age, it doesn't necessarily have to look like that, and it also depends on like a budget of the production. So right now, the technology got to the point with the sampling that we were basically able to replicate even like the whole orchestra to, I'd say, really believable point. So my approach was I wanted to blend those two approaches. So I wanted to use the fake orchestra and program it so it sounds real by itself. And I also wanted to layer it with like live recordings to basically give that additional dose of like basically a human touch to the overall sound. And this is I found out through my research that this is also the way how professionals do it in this sort of industry. Obviously, um, on the Hollywood level, they hired a whole orchestra. But to my surprise, it turned out that actually, even on like the such a high budget film as Pirates of the Caribbean, for instance, the samples are actually still in the final production, the final mix,
It's
and
I think what you're talking about there has become fairly common practice in music as well. It's like, you record a drum kit and then you
yeah.
expand it with samples. In this case, you're almost going in reverse though, because you're going, I'm going to sample build an orchestra, then record real layers over the top of it, which is kind of a almost back to front approach, which is probably likely because, getting a whole orchestra together first and then adding
Mhm.
samples sounds like a much bigger ask.
Yeah, this kind of tool like really gave like flexibility to composers to present their work to directors in the film world, because in the
Mm.
past they had to compose, it was like basically a score notation, and maybe they could demonstrate something on a piano, but like directors had like no clue how it actually is going to turn out, and then on the recording day they might have either like it or they would be like, oh, I don't want any of this.
Yeah.
You need to create something else, and that was actually the case in several productions in the past, and right now, it's like it's possible to present basically pretty much finished score to the director, and
Mm.
also while doing my research, I found out that sometimes after recording the orchestra, directors are like, oh. I actually prefer the previous version. Give me the previous version. I don't want the live recording,
Wow. So
which
they like the fake one better.
yeah, which to me that was like a surprise, and it was this was actually in the interview with Tom Holkenborg, also known
Well,
as
hang
Champion
on.
himself.
Before you go into that, can we step back a second? And
Sure, sure.
I just kind of want to like, as part of your research, you went out and you interviewed some very important people, and there was like you actually managed to get a few big gets. I thought.
So basically, I reached out to many people, but I got an answer from composer, like really young and talented composer and filmmaker, Ashton Gleckman, who also happened to work for Hans Zimmer for his company.
Oh yeah, just small people like that.
Yeah, and I was also like Ashton has a YouTube channel where he basically does this series called Behind the Score, when he basically creates the mock-ups of famous Hollywood scores. And to be honest, he was one of the like people that really inspired me to go into that that area of music, like film, the world of film music and game music. And
Did you ever think that your study would take you to meet one of your heroes?
no, no. And I was a bit of a like a fun girl, even though I think he's actually younger, like 1 year younger. than me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was so grateful that he agreed, and it was like it was such a pleasure to talk with him, and he gave me so many insights into like the Hans Zimmer's workflow and his own workflow while working with various clients, or his own way to program this kind of orchestral.
Just for everyone's hopefully everyone knows who Hans Zimmer is. Often worked with Robert Zemeckis on Back to the Future, am I correct? And just small projects like that. And then did he do Interstellar as well?
Yeah, Interstellar, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, just small
Dark
productions.
Knight, Batman.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer just does the little stuff. So you got on the phone and had a chat about orchestral production from one of Hans Zimmer's assistants, essentially.
Yeah, it was actually a Zoom call, and also he gave me even some insights into like how they actually um, they created. He showed me a track when they basically created it from the samples, and then he showed me that there was like a guitar part which was meant to be guitar solo that at the beginning he just like sketched it, but then they replaced it with another hero of mine, Guthrie Govan, which is like incredible guitarist. And he just played it to me like just casually. Oh wait, I'll just show you on my laptop. I have that that track here, and he just played it to me, and I didn't know what to say, but it was such a pleasure to talk with him.
Awesome. So once you've done all this research and you've chatted to all your heroes and listened to these amazing guitar solos, you then went off and programmed and made all of this yourself using all of that information. So can you tell us a bit about your actual project so people can, jump on and have a listen to it?
Well, the project the project started. I didn't want to create music to any specific like film, motion picture, but I used a picture to basically stimulate my imagination. So I found these like three pictures of mountains in different like sort of scenarios, and I started composing themes. And so I created this kind of short mock-up of introduction, and then I wanted to collaborate with a friend of mine who's actually studying at Berklee College of Music in the US. And so I told him about my idea for the project, and I've sent him the same picture that I had. And I told him, look, I've created this beginning, and could you try to do something more and like try to extend it, and then you'll send it back to me, and I will try to do it again. And oh, by the way, I should mention his name, Bartosz Gruchała, great composer. But basically, so once Bartosz sent back to me, there was like pretty much a ready track. But then I decided that there should be one more section in between. So it was really organic collaboration because it started from my idea, then it went to his idea, then I chopped his idea into several pieces, and then I inserted my ideas, and then we all glued it together. And then I actually brought another student of UWL, London College of Music, Francesca Redica, to help me with some additional arrangements. And this whole process was for the creation of Avalanche, the track that is already released. And yeah, so first stage was basically composition, and then after we had composition done, and I went in and did all the like really detailed programming. So basically, I wanted to have it as a separate step because it's not as creative. It sort of takes like a lot of like detailed work. So once I had everything like programmed, then I moved on to basically mixing. So every composition looked like that. So first I tried to have like the core of the overall track done. Then I moved on to programming everything in great detail, and also adding some additional production elements, and then everything moved to mixing.
Amazing. All right, well that pretty much wraps up what we're going to talk about. I strongly encourage everyone to press play on that piece of music that Bartok was talking. Avalanche, wasn't it?
Yeah, Avalanche,
Yeah.
and there's more coming in. So there were you can find everything via the link in this profile.
Amazing. Please click on that link. Make sure you check out all of Bartek's music. And it was great to chat to you, Bartek. And I'll see you soon, my friend.
Thank you.